your line of work, we have newspaper accounts that are inaccurate, which are grabbed up by Wikipedia, and they go online, and the next thing you know, your students are bringing that into your class. One of the things I've been interested in, and I'd like to do something, I've got a fair amount of, is the Peter Poole case.
Okay. Can you tell us more about
Poole case, 1959, Peter Poole, October 1959. He was living in Nairobi. He shot an African houseboy, as the term was then, who was throwing stones at Peter Poole's dog. Poole was arrested, tried in late 1959. His first trial ended in no prosecution, but he was rearrested and then tried and found guilty of murder for shooting the African. He would turn out to be the first European to be convicted and hanged for killing an African in Kenya's colonial history. He's not the last one, I don't think. It was before the end of the colonial period. But there was a great to-do in 1960. He was hanged in August of 1960. Appeals to the East African Court of Appeal and then the Privy Council in London. But Sir Patrick Renison is the one who condemned him because he wouldn't change or grant a extension of execution. So it is a very important for that reason. Judicially, raises some interesting issues. Socially, one can say, or at least a lot of people say, European settlers now know things are changing in Kenya, 1959-60. Impunity is out. My angle would be it's not out. Impunity still exists
it does.
in society. But anyway, there's another angle to the case too, which is, I quite by accident came across this. I knew about Peter Poole. It was still being talked about when I first arrived in Kenya in 1961, 1962. The British Archives had ordered some on my constitutional in the little cubbyhole where you get your things there now. I saw the files were there, so I thought, well, that's strange. I thought, I'd only ordered these. They were quite thick.
Okay.
Pulled them out. They're all to do with the Poole case. I don't know. I didn't order them.
So
somehow they got it. And they've been originally closed until well into this century. I think like 2025.
So you're talking of London, Kew.
Yeah, in Kew Gardens. I've not done any research in Nairobi on them. I'm presuming there is a trial transcript since David Anderson and others have found about it. Trial records there. But I haven't, that's one thing, if I was to follow it up, I need to do research. But I got, just by that, I started looking at them, and then I spent some time, I went back again a couple of times, made copies of documents. There are quite a number of angles there, imperial as well as Kenyan. There's a similar case that is quite interesting that happens at about the same time. In the Bahamas, I think it's the Bahamas, another British colony. Where a black man has killed a white woman, but he's found to be mentally impaired. He was examined by psychiatrists, and in the end, he was convicted, but was found incompetent, so he wasn't executed. I think he's still in jail in Britain, as far as I hear. But the Poole case contrasts to that, because similarly, a psychiatrist examined Peter Poole. This is what Kenyans don't know anything about. It's never appeared in the press. Psychiatrist examined him and found him to be mentally unfit. And not responsible for his actions. Well, you can agree or disagree with that. But as soon as that was known to people in the colonial office, the reason they become know about it is they're receiving a lot of petitions from all over Africa, all over Britain. Spare this European. Spare this fellow who's got 2 children. He can't be. Well, there's a lot of racist background there that are in this, but that's when the Colonial Office started looking at it, and went right up to even to MacLeod. He was Secretary of State during that time. He was saying that in the case in Bahamas, the person was the